let's get going then. As always, make sure you get new people coming into the Flex Connection, because this is where they get the first line of defense for any questions that they have regarding Ruby or Flex. This is a good place to get them answered. We have lots of places where you can actually share what is actually out there, and you don't maybe have to be the person to explain it. And so we have our Monday morning cast. It is a recorded version. This will be the last week of this version. And then next week, we obviously will be talking about the very new pitch of Ruby version 2. So it's a place where you can run some people to just get a quick understanding in a high level of Flex, the business opportunity, and what they have with Rubi AI to go and empower their business with. This Thursday, we're going to go through the new presentation for version 2. And I know that we talked about last week to try to do that. We just didn't figure that we had it perfectly nailed. And today you're going to see a lot of the reasons why. We're going to talk about that. But this vision cast will be huge because it's also one of the last times that you can bring people in to get them in before the 7th. And there's a promo going on. It's the benefit for them. All of these things that really make it easy to get them in and look at it and say, okay, I'll do it. And I'll do it right now because I don't want to wait and miss this opportunity to get double credits and to get the lifetime grandfathering of the lower price points. So it's important that you get people to a vision cast. And of course, the Flex update calls are also really important. That's when we're going to be going through any kind of new things that are coming out this week. Obviously, we're going to be on Monday talking a lot about the event on 7/7 and how we're going to do that and roll it out, when you guys will have access, how it's going to work for those who are already here, and then the promotion, how that will actually go into place as well. Now, you're also going to see a lot of new marketing materials coming to you this week, so you can start to promote not just a 7/7, but so that you can start to promote your business long-term. A couple of things you'll see, obviously, with new tools coming out, new looks, new feels, because our messaging is definitely changing and it's maturing. That's just kind of what it is when you build your brand. But if you haven't seen the We're More Than AI, be sure to look at these things. This is in the Flex Connection. We put these up there, but we have a whole list of things coming from a PDF infographic that talks about the difference between version 1, version 2. We also have one that's just about, hey, this is version 2 and how it compares to nothing else out in the space. You know, we are looking at the blue ocean. That's what we talk about literally every day that we're building our business, is how do we get deeper into the deeper blue ocean. So we don't have to compare. We don't have to do anything. We just live the world the way we see it in AI, and we build that in our product. So this is in the Flex Connection. You can get these now if you're wanting to get some business cards. And then you're going to look for these tools to start dropping down inside of the Flex Connection. Okay, that's why it's so important that you are there and you're getting your people there too. All right, let's go to our first section today, called in Flexology. And today we're going to be talking about a few things that are super important to understand, and that is, number one, brand messaging. And our brand messaging is obviously maturing as we start to go. We see that we started out with, you know, we have this and we have this and we have this. And what we have noticed is that when we stay in that same thing and we keep adding and adding and adding and adding, we have so many features built into one place. To pitch it like we have this and this and this and this, it takes 30 minutes to 45 minutes, and it's overwhelming. And so people can get the vast majority of like, wow, it can do anything, but it's still a lot of overwhelming coverage for them until they're ready to receive that. And so our brand messaging is now going around the ideas of who we are and what we are. And you're seeing them brought down into the little one-liners and the little taglines. And so these are the ones I wanted you all to kind of know, that these are the 5 that we're in place with right now. And so when you're talking about Ruby, we're not just building the future of AI, we're uniting it. That's what we're doing. We're taking the best and the most powerful apps in the world and uniting them together. And so that's a great line to go and use. You're not just learning AI, you're mastering it with Rubi AI. Rubi AI, the most powerful value-driven AI platform in the world. We've heard that one a lot. But this is one I really want you to understand is just as how simple you can make this is that Rubi's powerful AI apps with infinite possibilities. It's just that simple. We have a little video that's going to go with that that explains all the little things in the video that it can do in less than 20 seconds. Okay. And then we have Rubi AI, your all-in-one content creation platform. These are all ways of describing what it is in one little liners where you're not having to go and say it does this, 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 and this. Now, once you get past that, that's when they're open then to seeing more about it. And that's when they're open to say, hey, well, what can I do? Can I do this? Can I do that? And that's where we're finding a lot of power right now in the way to pitch this. Now, when you talk about powerful AI apps and infinite possibilities, that is kind of where the landing page goes. And you can see the little video is going to go up and it's going to explain all the different things that it can do without any verbiage, without any music. It's just there. It explains everything that we can do right from the statement of powerful AI apps, infinite possibilities. We're not just revolutionizing or building the future of AI. We're uniting it. And that's the concept that we all have to kind of move forward with when we talk about messaging. Now, when you're also seeing the pitches coming forward, it's now about use cases, about giving people ideas of how they can go about pitching this great product. You know, how do they go talk about it when it's got so much, but they just don't really understand how to explain it all. And so we're going to be looking at use cases, and these use cases will be up on the website so they can go there and say, just find one of the use cases that fits you. There's also going to be blogs pushed out on the use cases so they can go and you guys can promote the blog. So, for example, we'll just go to one of the 3 or 4 that we're going to do today. So the first one here, let's go to Ian. Now, Ian is in the real estate business, and you guys, everybody knows realtors. And I can give you a ton of stuff that version 2 will do and benefit for realtors. Number 1, just creating the listing that's creative and makes it stand out away from everything else out there. The second thing is to do the handouts and the brochures, all the things that you're doing in the social media posts, your ads, your Facebook ads, whatever it is, your paper, any banners, anything that you're trying to do, you're going to be able to build right here, including the walkthrough videos that can be customized to you. And you can do them super fast. Obviously, coloring sheets is one of the things that people have been doing and seeing realtors use that. It's endless how this will help facilitate the speed, number 1, to the creativity and the ability to stand out. When you're in such a field of real estate, people hire you to move their house because of what you're able to do. So if you want to get more listings, what do? You sell more houses and you become more creative and you be able to become a better marketer for moving houses. That is where Rubi can make you stand out. This is why it's really good. So we have a little use case for Ian here in this case. He is crafting a real estate listing to stand out in a crowded market. So the very first thing that he wants to do is just go in and use the Rubi modules. So in the production side of this, we don't have a whole lot yet, but there will be 7 to 10 different modules dropped in there specifically for real estate. And this is where they can go in and create that listing that will take them away. Now, one more thing that they're able to do, not just with creating the listing with the modules, but we're bringing vision into IntelliChat. People are saying, what is vision? Vision is really simple. Think about as a realtor, what's one of the things you do in real estate? You take images of all the rooms of the home, all the beautiful features that they have. But what if you could take those images and load them all up into a chat and have it describe creatively each one? So you can have the way to speak about every single room and every single feature and make it so creative and it makes it stand out. And yet you're not getting stuck into saying the exact same thing about the exact same thing. Because at that same day, how many rooms can you look at? How many bathrooms can you look at? How many homes can you look at that you can't just say the same thing over and over and over? That's where AI is great. Getting that creative writing that helps stand out. So there are 4 models that we have inside of IntelliChat that will all have vision. How does it work? It's simple. You're going to upload the images into the chat, and you're going to put a prompt in for what you want it to do. Let's say, describe these images, and it will go through and describe each of the images the way that you prompt it to. Vision is in ChatGPT-4 Omni. That is one of the models being released in version 2. You're also going to be able to do it in Sonnet 3 Opus. You're going to be able to do it in Sonnet 3 Haiku, which is a free service. And then you're also going to be able to do it in the most powerful platform out there right now when it comes to conversational chat, and that's Sonnet 3.5 by Anthropic. All of these have vision, and all of them will be able to bring it in. And actually, I'm sorry, there's 5, because also Google Gemini Pro 1.5 is also with vision. So we actually have 5. So 5 different models that will support the vision. Now you also have Cohere, who does the PDFs, so you can bring in the PDFs or a specific website. So if you have that address of the URL, let's say in Zillow or whatever, and all that information is in the public domain, you'll be able to go grab that information to help write that listing as well. By just connecting that to the anchoring of the URL, you can start to pull some great facts. So that's the first thing that they're going to do. The second thing is then they're going to have to go in and start to create all of the pieces that they need to go out and market this. So they need TikToks for the walkthrough. They need YouTube Shorts. They're using it for their Reels. They're pushing it out into their social media channels. They're pushing it into everything that you can find, blogs and all the mediums and everybody they can get to share this product. And then, of course, you know, the last thing is to be able to create those and take them right to market from inside of Ruby with our one-click connections. So simply by sharing these onto their Facebook and their Instagrams, they can now load these up. And by the way, if you're creating these inside of Ruby and you're posting them through there, you're also going to have the ability to schedule when you wish that to be placed. So the scheduling is built into the sharing capabilities of Canvas Plus. So a lot of this incredible stuff happening right here. Now, that's just one use case, right? And there's a lot of them different ones, so we'll go through them a little bit faster. But let's just take someone who's wanting to start a business from ground up. So this is all entrepreneurs that go this. And if you look at how businesses start up, honestly, if you're doing your business correctly, you're really reevaluating your business at least every quarter. And you're looking at, do I have to start this? Have I met this phase of my business to move to the next one, or do I need to keep going into this phase? Well, when you get into dealing with entrepreneurs, you know that we can hit everything. But one of the first things to do is to get a marketing plan put together. So obviously we can go in and create the marketing plan using the 150 pre-built modules that we have. And so, you know, Claire goes out, she generates that, but then she has to go and create everything to go with her plan, whether it would be the landing page, whether it's the social media posts, flyers, brochures, whatever it is that she needs to go and build, she's going to have the ability to do that. And so she can go into our image lab and she can create the incredible images and the logos and everything else that she might need to start her business, at least to get great ideas. And this is the one thing that I think most people in AI, when they first get in there, they're like, oh, I can just hit a button and it's going to be all done for me. I'm done in 5 seconds. And that's always to stay into the responsible side of AI. That AI will make good content, but you and AI make great content. It still requires, and this is the truth, guys, the people who apply themselves above and beyond the AI are still the ones that are going to rise to the top. There's still a skill set that you can put into your marketing that will rise above everyone who doesn't put anything else into it. Because AI is going to put you at the same level of everybody else that just does AI. So, but you along with a great workflow, along with other tools that people wouldn't go and get, gives you an advantage. That's the Rubi advantage that you can take to the market. Now, once you've got all of that, you can go into the virtual studio. You can come on with all kinds of creative stuff. You can create your videos for your products or services. You can go out and you can edit your images. You know, if you find a great image that you make, but it has something in it you don't want, our image enhancements will help you. Virtual Studio literally will change the game for any kind of media content that you'll want to change. An entrepreneur is always looking for a way to do that. And so you'll be able to create clear marketing strategies, deliver upon those, follow them step by step by step. Now, let's take one more and we'll move a little bit faster here. But I love this, and we get requests for this all the time. Now, it doesn't matter if you're wanting to do it for a sermon or if you're wanting to do it for a public speaking event. You're just trying to find the ways to go and create a great presentation. And that's where Rubi can really be beneficial as well. We're going to take a pastor as one of the examples. And so the first thing that the pastor did was he came in and he goes into our IntelliChat and he's starting to get brainstorming ideas. And that is incredible things about conversational chats. They can give you incredible concepts and ideas. So you throw something out and it might just be on, you know, I don't know, tithing, or whatever it might be. And you can come up with so many different ways of teaching that just by its creativity that it's bringing to the market. And then from there, you can start to really dig down. So that's one of the first things that it would be able to do for you. The second thing is that you can literally go and put in a URL in the anchoring, or if you have a PDF of something that you really want to dive deeper on, you can bring that in and you can start to query about the ideas that you can build upon that specific place. Anchoring is a big, big way of doing research and creating really good content that's trusted content. It's one of the most important things that you'll hear about as AI matures is how do you get it to be trusted and unbiased in your mind, And I say that just because everybody has a bias and everybody hears something or sees something differently than others. But there are some things that just inherently are biased in a way that the AI bots are trained. But if you have a website that you think is all the information and you're trusting that information more than anything other, why would you not anchor it to that and pull your data? Why would you not put all of that information maybe into a campaign and just put all that into a text file or a PDF real quick? Doesn't have to be pretty, right? We're just talking about throwing data into a PDF file or a text file that you can then upload and pull everything from. Now you know that what you're creating is trustworthy. It's coming from what you believe to be correct. And you can eliminate the biases of anything and everything else out there. And so this is why this anchoring is so important. Now, when it comes to the Image Lab, you can bring so many cool things to life. And with all of the abilities now with our video that you're going to be able to do from text to video, from image to video, this is amazing what you're going to be able to put together inside of this one platform. Now, I like to preface everything because I come from a video production background from 1995. Before that, I was actually doing it in news since 1990. I'm old. And so when it comes to video, I have a standard that I look at. But at the end of the day, this is probably the one place in AI that we will see the biggest and fastest improvement over the next 12 months is in the world of video. The clips will become longer. The clips will become better. And people will be able to extend them out. And we are bringing several image to video and text to video options for you to start with. And I believe that we have the world's best, just like we're talking about with our 4 AI image engines. The 3 video engines that we will bring to this market are the best there are to date. And that's what you're going to be able to do with our video. Now, once you have that, you want to go in and you want to use IntelliChat to go in and base off the reference documents. And so let's say that you have a PDF file that has a lot of this in it, or maybe like this, it has a statement of faith and they want to tie that into the message. By loading that into the anchoring, you can start to pull against that. And now Harry has transformed his sermon preparation process. He's sped up the process. He can spend more time doing other things than just getting this together. But on top of that, he can spend more time actually getting into the meat of how he delivers it. And as anyone who's done presentations before, having the ability to have more time with a finished product to go over delivers a better presentation at the end of the day. All of these types of things you can go through, and you can go through very quickly. Now, a couple of the other things that you're going to see coming out over the next few days, next weeks, are all the videos you can start to use. So this is the video that's the very first video that kind of welcomes you into Ruby. Let's take a quick look at this.
In one place. And don't worry if you don't know how to make a plan.
Hang on a second.
Use some of our 150 plus modules to get incredible content. And
all right, yeah, you could push it. Is it up on the screen now? Because I can't see it because I'm actually.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, here we go.
Welcome to Rubi AI, your all-in-one AI content creation platform. Let's get you started in just a few minutes. First, meet IntelliChat, your gateway to 9 of the top AI chatbots all in one place. And don't worry if you don't know how to make a prompt. Use some of our 150 plus modules to get incredible content and insights. Simply answer the questions, check boxes and radio buttons, and you are on your way. Need ideas? This is a great place to start. Next, there's Personify for creating detailed personas and target audiences. This assures your time creating content is worthwhile, creating engagement and conversions. Worried about originality? Well, Spy detects plagiarism and AI-generated content. Now, you may also wish for your content to avoid AI detection, and that is where Ghost can humanize your content, hiding it from those AI detection softwares. Our virtual studio is where we make stunning visuals and audio come to life. For visuals, our image and video labs combine the best AI image engines in the world, giving you limitless creativity. Is your image almost there, but not quite? Don't worry. Our AI-powered image enhancement tools are here to save the day. Our voice lab brings text to speech, speech to text, and over 1,000 pre-built voices to choose from, and even voice cloning capabilities. And Rubi Music, it creates original royalty-free tunes with or without vocals in mere seconds. And the best part? Everything's integrated into Rubi Canvas Plus, your central workspace. To start, simply click the Create button or choose your favorite feature type from the left-hand menu of the dashboard. Then select an existing project or create a new one and let Rubi AI guide you through each step. With Rubi AI, you're not just using AI, you're mastering it. Your journey to unreal content creation starts right now.
Okay, so now you can kind of see a little bit more about how these videos will go. These will all be videos that will actually start to share what we, how to go about doing it. We have one for Personify, obviously we have one for Spy and Ghost. Every feature has a video built around it so that you can really learn how to do it without having to call anybody or know anything. It's simple. It's just about giving them the ways to do it. And honestly, the more they get involved at the very beginning to kind of learn through it, they'll start to pick up things along the way. You know, one of the things that I think is interesting is that when we put this into the demo markets, we're evaluating what people are doing when they first get there, how they're looking at it. And of course, everybody that's in the demo now is somewhat familiar with it because of version 1. However, we have also taken it to some people that have never been into version 1, have never even been into Ruby at all, and they know very little bit about it. And we just kind of watch, what do they do? And it's great to see how quick they're picking up on the ability to do IntelliChat, how quick they can play with Personify, even if they don't even know really what it is that they're doing, because our demo doesn't have all the videos in it. We're just watching them to play around with it and to see that it's very easy for them to intuitively pick it up and just start to utilize it. And so we're super excited about how that has been working. And I think this is one of the things that we'll all be super proud of. This is how fast people can actually get out there and start to use this great product without having to have a lot of, experience, I guess, to go in and do all this stuff. So super excited about getting that out. And we've been really proud of what's been happening with that. So, all right, let's talk about one more thing here before I get into some of the business. I'm going to do some stuff with the business today because obviously we have some things to talk about when it comes to business rules. So let me kind of go with one more piece. So we've talked about what we really haven't talked about, and that is projects. And the reason why projects are just so important to have. When you are building things, the idea that you can go and create a quick blog, or you can go and create quick social media posts. That's easy to do, and you might only use them one time, and that's great. But as you start to utilize this and you get a little bit more maybe complex, or you want to use it for a more complex campaign maybe, or maybe you're literally just trying to organize your marketing world, your content world. So it doesn't have to be marketing. It could be financial analysis, it could be anything. But anytime that you have the need for more than one or two assets to create a final product, I would encourage to use a project. They're easy to make, and they're easy to go in and then make changes to at some point, whether you would think that you'd want to do it today or not. So to create the new project literally is just creating, click on the new project, you're going to put it in, or you're actually going to put in an image so that you can do it. And I am going to use the Realtor avenue one more time on this demo, because I would actually create a new project for every new listing I have, because I have so many things that I'm going to make for that listing that are all going to have shared resources. My persona. And by the way, just a thought, when you're a realtor, I would use Personify to create me the perfect target audience for every listing I create. It can take the amount of the house, it can take the location of the house, it can do a lot of things to create the right audience that would be a great buyer for that home. And so that's one of the things that I think would be interesting as we start to kind of play with it a little bit more. And then once you've kind of either chosen an existing or you've created a new one, you're just going to choose what type of content that you want to start to create. And this one here, we want to start with IntelliChat, right? And in this one, we actually are tying in a URL to anchoring. This is the address that's found up maybe on Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com. Put in the address for them, get the URL, drop it in here, and then you can start to pull a description attached to that. So now we have our description, and it's creatively written so I can maybe stand out a little bit more than everybody else that's just written the exact same thing for 20 years. Now, after I've done that, what I'm going to need to do is take this information, though, and put it somewhere. And that is where we come back into Canvas Plus. And in Canvas Plus, you have the ability to do templates. We have tons of templates that you can go in and utilize that already are laid out in the sizes that you want. And all you're going to do is put in images here or put in text there. And then, of course, you can resize the text and make it however you want it to be if you don't like that side of it. Put in your images and choose the fonts. Super easy. You'll just upload the images that you wish, and they'll be in your upload folder, and you literally can just drag them into wherever you want to go. And when you're uploading those images, they can come from Ruby's Asset Manager, which could be where you've created them in the image lab, or it could be videos that are coming from the video lab. All of that will be right here. And of course, you don't want to just do one thing, because there's a lot of different things that are going to be needed as you start to go and develop all this stuff. You're going to need to have not just a blog or not just a post for Facebook, and you might want reels, and you might want something that goes into Instagram, and you have sizes and aspect ratios that you're going to be playing in, whether it's a 9:16 or a 16:9. Am I going into a portrait so I can go into Instagram? All of these different things are in layouts already built into Canvas Plus. And as we start talking about Canvas Plus, understand that there are two editors inside of Canvas Plus. There's one that does documents, and there's one that does the audio video. So when you're creating a video, like for maybe a YouTube or a TikTok or any kind of, maybe it's a real video, then you can go through and you can create those in the audio video editor, and you can jump back in then over here. But the great news is when you're working in projects, all of these things are able to be used together. And so if I'm using the same personas, if I'm using the same images, if I'm using the same verbiage, the same conversations that I've used to create other stuff, I can go back right into that conversation and create maybe a new script for my YouTube short that's a little bit different than for my reels. All of it together though. So I don't have to keep trying to go back over and over again. So this is why projects is such a big deal. And when you start to really go out and understand all the things that can happen in here, you'll just wow yourself. And I think Corey did that the other day. I literally do it like, 4 or 5 times a day because we're just using it so much. I'm like, I hadn't thought about that till just now, but I can do that here. I don't have to go over and do that anywhere else. Or I didn't know how I could do that, but I just figured it out. And this is insane what we can do. And so many different options for you guys to play with this. And again, at the very, very beginning when we launched out Rubi AI, one of the things I said that was going to be the most exciting was to see what would be done and created with Rubi that we had never even thought about. And that's going to be something that I'm super excited about seeing as we get going. To make sure people truly understand how these changes that we have made here are going to really work and take effect. The first one, obviously, will be the packages. We're adding a Premium Plus package. So I want to go through each one of these individually. And I want you to understand also about the pricing. And we're going to talk about some business rule changes that we're putting into play when we launch this. So the first thing is the basic is $20 per month. It's unlimited chat with the, Chat GPT 3.5, Claude Instant, and Claude 3 Haiku. Those 3 chat platforms you can use as much as you want, and they don't go against your word bank. So for anybody who's out there that says, well, I can't, I'm going to run out of words doing this. Look, Claude 3 Haiku just came out literally like 2 weeks ago. It has unbelievable data. I actually put it at the same level as GPT-4. And it's so fast. It's the place that you can get a ton of information. If you're worried about your words, that's where you can create your social media. That's where you can create your long format blogs. That's where you can go and create all kinds of insight, and it won't ever go against your word bank. Now, every one of the subscriptions has those same free chat platforms. So you have unlimited chat available in every single subscription. Now, the rest of the products are all coming with a multiplier attached to them. When I say a multiplier, it's being like if you're using Chat GPT-4 Omni, that's going to be a 1 per word. So whatever many words it kicks out 250 words. That's 250 words that are going to come off of your word bank. The only one that we currently have that's in our models that's not a 1-for-1 is Claude 3 Opus, and it's a 3-to-1. 250 words actually takes 750 words away from your word bank. Now, you might ask me why. Well, because Claude 3 costs more. That's just, it doesn't matter how you go about it. They choose the price point, and it costs more And so we pass that on to you on the words. And I also want to say that this is something that's really important to understand when it comes to explaining the ability to use words and credits. When we have so many different capabilities inside of one platform, not every single person wants to use all the different services. You're not paying for all the different services. Every service is in every single subscription. What you're paying for is the amount of words and credits that you need, and you decide where you spend those. If you don't want to use video, then you don't ever spend any credits in video. You don't want to create music, then don't create music with your credits. You can use them to create images all day long, or you can use it to go and check your plagiarism and to do your AI detection software. You can do it to create multiple versions. You can do it however you want to do them. But these are the reasons why we have words and credits, is so that everybody has the autonomous decision to go and do whatever they want with their words and credits. Now, the basic comes with 20 credits. It comes with one workspace, one collaborator. They all have unlimited personas, and it comes with 5 gigabytes of storage. Now, when we talk about storage, this is something new because you've never had to worry about it. But when you're starting to add images and videos and renders, space is a deal that you're going to have to contend with. And just like words and credits, you'll be able to buy more storage just like you would on an iCloud or some other service that you're storing in Dropbox or whatever. And you can choose to do that, or you can choose to go into the asset manager, download certain things, and then delete them and stay within the storage parameters of your subscription. Now, when you get to the Pro has a big jump in the amount of words and credits. So for $10 more, we're wanting people to come in at least at the Pro. Why? Because it gives them the ability to play with it more. What we have noticed over the last year, even for version 1 that didn't have a lot of things to use credits for until just the imagery came out, is that they would go in and they would upgrade literally within the next month. They were already upgrading. Now they might upgrade, and because we have subscriptions that are not a use it or lose it basis, that your unused credits and words will move forward up to a limit, then they might go and change it later because, hey, they just need to be an active member to use it, and they already have a bunch of words and credits. We want that to happen. We want you to be able to say, hey, I've got 1,000 credits and 2 million words. I don't need any more this month, but I do need to be active to go and use those words, right? I have to be active to actually be able to create with them. So I can go down to my basic package that month, and I don't have to spend the $55 or maybe the $100 or whatever, because I have a lot of them built over. But once I get the $20 basic, I can go ahead and use all 1,000 or whatever. So this is a way that we carry forward and make it a better value. Now you get 50 credits, 3 workspaces, 3 collaborators, unlimited personas, and a 10 gigabyte storage on Pro. Premium, you're going to see 250,000 words. And listen to me, when we talk about lowering down from 500,000 at premium to 250,000, it's because you have unlimited words as well, and you're not going to be using as many words as you think. 5 workspaces, 5 collaborators, unlimited personas, 50 gigabytes of storage, so a lot of storage there. And I will just tell you, anybody who's out there right now that's going to be using a lot of creativity and they're driving the multimedia, you're going to want to be in the Premium Plus. And it's $100 a month. It's an unlimited chat, 500,000 words, 300 credits. You have 10 workspaces and 10 collaborators, unlimited personas with 100 gigabytes of storage. Guys, you won't need to have anything other than this. I mean, I looked at this, and by the way, this is the #1 package that I have had the most response of doing this. And not only are they looking at just doing it for the $100 a month, every one of our plans still has the annual. So it would be 200, 300, 550, and 1,000 to do your annual. They're wanting to do the annual. And the reason why is they can just have as much as they need. And if you're talking to any kind of a business, or especially someone that that would have other clients using this, and they would bring them in as a collaborator to their account, the $100 a month or $1,000 a year is a no-brainer for them. But for your business, this is huge. This is a huge piece for helping you get this moving forward. Now, I want to talk about Flex Talk because I know Sanyo's big and excited about that. And here's the deal. Flex Talk's not coming out with this release. We have been dealing with the vendor for literally 6 months to try to get a product that we thought was satisfactory. It is right now just so complicated that it literally took Corey and I over 2 hours to try to figure it all out. And that's absolutely unacceptable. So we've put out to them to fix it. And it's going to be probably 60 to 90 days before they can get that fixed. But I will tell you that we're looking at other options to do this internally ourselves. So that's just kind of the where we are. We're not going to release it with the complexities that it has. It's just so complicated. And to have it where you have to go and compete with like Zoom and whatever, it's not there. They just have not been able to get it to work with the simplicity that we need it to be. It should be simple. And so that's not coming out with this. It's coming at some point in time. If I have to go build it myself, we will go get it done. But with the current vendor that we have, and by the way, there's not another vendor out there that has it because we've looked for a million different places that we could bring it to market. It's just not there. And they're just not there yet as well. It's just not there. So that's what it is. We have upped our credits. We have upped our workspaces and our collaborators and our storage all into the Premium Plus feature. And that's where that's going to stay in place. Okay. Now let's talk about some of the business rules that are changing here. So the business rule changes are this. Pricing. After the 7/7, so on 7/8, starting 7/8, everyone that comes in will pay the retail pricing. Even if you sign up as a brand influencer, you're going to end up paying the same price, 20, 30, 55, or 100. That's why getting somebody in before 7/7 saves them either on the annual or on their monthly. It's going to save them money because they don't have to pay the additional, $5 per month. They also get to save the 2 months, so they actually can save even more in the annuals. But the reason why we're doing this is twofold. One, we don't want to discount our product. And if you look at the way that people do wholesale pricing, and I'm just a big believer that this industry's done it wrong forever, that they just give you wholesale pricing so that you can come in and be a distributor and you may or may not ever talk to anybody. That's not a distributor. A distributor who's coming in and actually helping promote the brand, promote the products and services, and wants to build that. If you think about any distributor anywhere else to hold a brand and to be able to sell a product, you have to do something. You can't just have it and no one else can do anything about it. So we just take a different approach. And that approach is everybody pays the retail pricing. But then what happens when you do become a contributor? And that's where we want to reward the wholesale pricing. So when you start to get to the point where you are binary qualified, when you get one person personally sponsored on your left and one personally sponsored on your right, again, it doesn't matter what package they come in with, what subscription level. Once you are binary qualified, you will then earn the $15, $25, $50, or $95. You'll get the $5 discount, the wholesale pricing, and you'll get that for life. Even if they fall off and they don't become, stay qualified, it doesn't matter to us. We just want you to become binary qualified, and we want you to do that quickly because that's the last piece of the business rule is our purging rule. Again, we want people who are going to be a brand influencer to be a brand influencer, not someone who comes in, secures a place, lets everybody else go do all the work, and then eventually they got one leg built for them and they can just go and play, ever contribute to the team. They just go and build in a selfish mode for themselves. That's what happens in the binary. And then again, you can agree or you can disagree. It doesn't really matter. This is just my belief level of when you're a brand influencer and you come in to do that, then do it. And if you can't go get two people, one left and one right, within 60 days, or to get at least 2 paying customers, then you really aren't a brand influencer. And we're going to take you out of the tree at that point. We're going to convert you to a customer, so you're not losing any access. And also one of the main reasons that we said we're not going to do wholesale pricing at the very beginning is because now when we demote you to a customer, where you're not going to know any different because you're sitting here still getting this down. You're going to get emails. You're going to be, told, 30 days after, hey, let's get you started. 14 days out, hey, you're on the risk of being, removed from brand influencer status. 7 days, 24 hours before. We're going to be notifying them and helping them get down the path. But there's also something about helping you get your business started fast. And this will help push people to get going if they really want to be an influencer to get going quickly. Well, that helps your business that you're bringing them into it. So again, if you're bringing a brand influencer into the marketplace, they're doing it because they want to build a business, not because they're going to save $5 on their first month. And that's been one of the big things that we've seen is that people will just sign up as a distributor to get the cheaper pricing, which has been the Achilles heel of this industry for so long, in my opinion. And they don't do anything. And then what happens is that they're in the distributor workflow. So they're getting hit with everything that comes from a distributor. Go build this, go build that, go do this, go to this meeting, go to that meeting. And eventually they just get worn out and they never look at the emails anymore. They never just turn it off or they block it. They unsubscribe from the emails. And then when we really want to talk to them about something that's important as a customer, which is what they really are, they're not getting that information. So it's about putting people in the right places. And ultimately for you in the comp plan, you also are making more money by putting them in the right places because a customer actually pays you more on a monthly basis. And so this is the business rules that will change on the launch coming forward. Now, let's talk about grandfathering. Everybody that's already in, you are already grandfathered in at the current rates for life. You don't have to worry about it changing or anything like that. If you're in by 7/7, 11/59/59 on 7/7 Central Time, you are fine. You're going to be getting this benefit of the 15/25, 15/95 for life. You never have to worry about it. Nothing's going to change for you. These are business rules for those who come in from 7/8 moving forward. So don't stress, don't worry about where you are, but this is to help you build your business. It's a way that, number one, gives you value in your products and in your business model. I've always believed that when you discounted a product for a wholesale and the wholesaler never had a requirement to do anything, it was really just discounting your product for nothing. And that's not the way that you build up a good brand, and it's not a good way to bring up a brand value. And so this is part of the reason of helping us get the messaging right and getting the business properties right. Okay, we have 4 minutes left, and unfortunately, I don't have enough time to go through and do all my flexing the way I want to, but we're going to get through it fast. And I truly love this section. So as always, let's talk about Selfless. Selfless is going to become one of the most amazing pieces of the life of Flex and Ruby and its contributions to everything that we can do in this human trafficking. I'm going to just keep bringing it up. We're going to have so much detail after we launch this and how people can participate and be a part of this. In fact, one of the best things about it is that Selfless, though it was started in 2021, has never fully launched itself, and it's going to launch itself here inside of Flex. It's going to have 4 or 5 other companies part of that as well at the same time, but we're going to launch it right here inside of Flex. And the great thing is that it's based on a Web3 ecosystem and a token, and the ability for everyone to be able to get in at the token level at the very beginning. We hope, number one, is a great benefit, but allows you to get more say into what's going on. But it also brings a bigger power into the interest of Selfless and how it works. So we're super excited about being able to launch that here. We will talk a lot about this a couple weeks after we launch on 7/7. We're going to get this launched. We're going to get this into a very stable, release. We actually have a couple things that will be postponed in this. So 2 weeks after that, we'll start talking a lot about Selfless. All right, let's talk about some crazy things that we see. I absolutely love going into the Flex Connection and finding some of the coolest things that are created with Ruby. I think this is one of the coolest ones that I've ever seen. Bevon Squires, congratulations to you. There's 50 credits going to you for this incredible image, and thanks for sharing it with everybody out there. 10 to win. I don't have a cool graphic that Corey made, but go into our Facebook to get that. It's real simple, guys. You sponsor 10 basic enrollments. Those enrollments don't matter, if they're mixed. You can have one doing pro, 8 doing premium. And if you have one of them that's basic, though, then you're going to get paid a basic annual. That means that your annual will get for free. If you already are on an annual, we'll start this annual when that one expires. If you do 10 pro enrollments or higher, so you have everybody that's in your 10 people that you enroll between now and 11/59/59 on the 7th, then you will get a pro annual. And if you get 10 people at the premium level, you're going to actually get the premium plus annual. That will start the day that you, from your month, whenever your renewal is, you'll actually have that the next month. So you won't have to pay for another year, and you'll actually get the premium plus benefits. If you are on an annual, we'll start that premium plus annual, and you'll actually carry that through the following year. So even if you're on, let's say, a basic annual, we're going to give you the premium plus annual to get your credits going. So all that stuff's great. You get going. There are a couple of benefits also for those that you are bringing to the table, because this is how you make it easy for you to get the other side. And that is they're going to get double credits. It's not double credits and double words. I know that we had a mistake on that marketing, but it's just double credits that they're going to get. And it's for their first month only. Okay. And they also will be grandfathered in because they are enrolled before 7/8. So this is the reason why you can go out and get people to jump in right now, get them in, get them secured for that lifetime payment of the discount, and just get them in for their double credits. Guys, push right now. This is the time to do it. On 7/7, we will be taking the launch, get the registrations out there, get people registered to go, get them to be excited about this and get their hands on it. I know that we've got right now over 50 people using this product in the demo. We're having incredible feedback, but we're also getting things where it's fine-tuned. So there's not going to be any problems when we launch this out. You should feel very confident that what we bring out to the market on 7/7 is going to be phenomenal. I am going to just put in 2 other pieces because I know that we talked about Flex Talk, not going to be in this release coming out, but it's not tied to Ruby anyway. It's a separate product all by itself. But that won't be here in 7/7. There's 2 things that we will not have ready to go, and that is Canvas Plus. And we're doing everything we can. I know in my heart that if I put Canvas Plus out without having a lot of the vetting into the demos, we will have some problems because there's a lot that goes into that. And we've just been fighting through bugs that I just don't feel comfortable that we're going to have it ready. I think we'll have that ready 2 weeks after the launch. And we also have another push ready to go with that release on the 21st. And that's going to add 2 more models to the IntelliChat, which is Llama 3 and Perplexity. So both of those will be coming in along with Canvas Plus on the 21st of July. And that's just there. If we can get it there earlier, we're not going to wait. I mean, I'll drop in Canvas Plus as soon as we feel like it's confident to get out there, we'll drop it in. And I could say that we could drop in the document one probably, on 7/7. It's possible. But we're not going to do it until we know that it's completely vetted, just because we know what we have our hands on here. But all of the other stuff is live right now. Like, we know what it's doing. We know it's like Video Lab will be live. You will have the Video Lab. You'll be able to create your video clips. You'll be able to do all of your Leonardo AI, all of your Stable Diffusion 3. All of that will be available there. Your image enhancements, those are all going to be available. So everything except for Canvas Plus will be sitting there in the release. And it's just going to be an amazing thing to take to market, guys. We are just so far ahead of anything else in the marketplace that puts it all together. This is going to be just phenomenal for the reach and for what you can do. new websites. Those actually will come up this week. So you're not going to want to send people there because they won't be referring people any yet, but we'll push those up so you can kind of start to see them. We'll give you a little hint, but try rubi.com. Try rubi.com. That's going to be the customer site that you all have. And there will be a difference in how you use your username as the replicated site. So currently, if you're, you would use myflex.ai / your username. It's actually going to be the other way around with version 2 release. You'll be your username .myflex.ai or your username .tryrubi.com for the customer site. And that's how you'll promote those out there. Those will be in the back office as well, so you can link to those and get those. But it'll be like optimize.tryrubi.com. That would be like to go out and do your customer. And of course, the myflex.ai site has completely changed as well. And so you have that site that you can use. The one site that will not be live going forward, so if you're using it, is the Flex Power Line. Now, we might leave it up for a couple of weeks to make sure everyone's down, but the Flex Power Line is not fully functional. It's caused some issues of people getting just slammed and not having anything really to go through and sort through it. When Dan kind of feels like it's ready to go, we'll bring it back out. I believe that he's talking about launching that with a couple of other pieces that we're talking about bringing to market. So I would just encourage you to get off of flexpowerline.com if that's what you're using to bring people into the business. Go to myflex.ai and to try Rubi once we get these launched. They'll be live though this week. You can go and take a look at them and start to get excited about that. And you'll have those ready to go on 7/8. Corey, anything else I forgot about? We got tons of marketing stuff coming out this week. Anything else?
No, I've got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff still going on our side for the marketing bits. We move off of development into the marketing, but videos, all the kind of stuff that you guys can start using this week to promote, those are going to be available. The video that we showed you today, we'll actually make that available so you guys can go and use that. As of right now, we actually have a Canvas Plus video that we can push out, and we have a Personify video that we can push out. These are all things that you guys can start to use to go out and build your audience and get people ready to go on to version 2. The big things I would be looking at if I was to go and start building, I would spend maybe 20% of my time looking at everybody that has already come into my business. If I had a big business already built or I was bringing people in and maybe it's dropped off, I would be taking the infographics that's showing the difference between version 1 and version 2. And then following that up with maybe the video that shows all the things you can do inside of Rubi to those people. The rest of the time, I'm going to be focused on bringing new people into the market. There is billions and billions of people around the world that could utilize this product. Don't get stuck into one that won't come on, or the people that were here and won't come back. Go focus on the billions that need this product. And the people who win are the ones that are screaming the loudest, working the most to get it out into the world, and getting the most eyeballs to look at it. That's the one that's going to get there. So go do that. Rush it into the 7/7. Get yourself a free annual so that you can do that. Get your Premium Plus free annual. That's $1,000 value for you to get right now by bringing in 10 people and giving them a benefit of getting in now. So with that, I guess we'll wrap it up. We're a little bit longer today. But I wanted to make sure we got all this stuff in there. So you guys have a great week. See you on Monday night. We will have even more information about marketing materials for you on Monday night.